episode of Class is in session. This show, exclusively on Black Enterprise, highlights the latest happenings inside HBCU classrooms, the business side of HBCU sports, public policy issues facing these historic institutions, and the overall state of Black higher education. Now, I'm excited that today's special guest, Marcus Barney, is a financial strategist. He's also known as HIM500. He's here to discuss the Recession Proof Scholarship Program. It's a new partnership with Tennessee State University to help offer financial education to student athletes. So we're excited to get into it. Hello and welcome, Marcus.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you having me. I'm excited.
We're excited too. Listen, but let's just backtrack and just tell us who you are and tell us where the name HIM500 derived.
Okay, my name is Marcus Barney, originally from Stockton, California. Real estate license at 18. Just went through entrepreneurship throughout my life and came to a point where I realized that at 18 years old, I had my real estate license. That was like 2006, right? And so the market crashed 2008. You imagine in between that time frame, being able to make checks, $10,000, $14,000 checks. I thought my life was set. And that's where I kind of developed the mindset of being recession proof, of learning how to make money 3 or 4 ways so that way I'm never dependent on one thing. It gave me I always had a level of confidence about myself to feel like I'm great. So him comes from like, hey, I'm him. Like I'm the greatest version of myself. And when it comes to business, the 500 came into play for like Fortune 500. I always wanted to be at the top of the class. I want to elevate. I want to operate in eliteness. So that's where him 500 came from. It started as a Twitter name, and it stuck with me.
Got it. Stuck with you. Stuck with you. Well, tell us about what you're doing now, and also about the important work that you do also with Earn Your Leisure University.
So now what I focus on is when it comes to my university and developing financial curriculums. I specialize in peer-to-peer education and just from experiences. And so with everything that I've been able to learn and do in my personal life and my personal businesses, I also reach back out to teach others how to do it, to kind of cut that learning curve. And I know that's it's super important in our communities, and especially in this day and time, that we learn from each other. We lean on the education system, but experience is the best teacher in life. And when we can learn from each other's experiences, it takes us to another level, and it gives us a different insight. And it's always a good experience to learn and see somebody else cut the curve and do what you did in 10 years, do it in 5 or do it in 3. So that's what I've pretty much put together when it comes to credit, when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to investing, real estate. I've been able to create a peer-to-peer learning education platform where different entrepreneurs, people who work a 9 to 5, whatever it may be, they can come and learn essentials for life and developing wealth in today's society.
Got it. So that sounds like that peer-to-peer learning on credit, budgeting, investing is very important. Marcus, where did you learn? Are you self-taught, or were there folks that you learned from over the years to kind of be a financial strategist and voice in this space?
So for me, is I've learned from others. Like at 18 years old, my broker, he taught me about credit, the importance of credit, even how to actually deal with negative items. So I've always had mentors. I've always looked and learned from people. Eric Thomas is one of my mentors. Not only do I have mentors on the business side, but I also have mentors on my spiritual side. And so like I have a mentor, Tony Robbins is one of my mentors. Yeah, Eric Thomas, Myron Golden. Like I have several different mentors who have guided me throughout life, but I also have silent mentors that I learn from watching and looking at the experiences that they have, learn from other people's lessons as well. So for me, I've always been a student, and I'm still a student.
Got it. Still a student. That's important to kind of always be constantly learning and growing yourself as well. So let's get into this newest venture with HBCU, Tennessee State University. HIM500, you're recently launching the Recession Proof Scholarship Program. Tell us about it.
So for growing up, it was a division, either entrepreneurship or college. And I realized that, and then especially it ties into with us. I was a student athlete, and so what I look at is that I want to eliminate that division, right? That hey, either you going to be an entrepreneur, or you go to college. And what I want to do is kind of eliminate that, because anytime I have that conversation, it's always two sides. And in reality, they both attack the same goal.
Mhm.
And we got to figure out how to blend that together. So my new motive and my new mission is kind of blending that together to understand like, hey, you can go to college, but you still need to understand entrepreneurship and operation for self and some and self-development of what you have to do for yourself. Because once you graduate and you go into the workforce, there's still things that are necessary. There's still when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to different taxes, when it comes to investing in real estate, these are things that you still must understand. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurs make money, but don't understand that just because somebody goes to college, that they still have to operate in this space. And we need each other because running businesses, we lean on people with degrees, lawyers, and my accountants and things like that. So I kind of created a scholarship because I want to get into the HBCUs. I want to deal with our student athletes and let them know, like, hey, as a student athlete, the biggest thing is that as a student athlete, you go into sports as a hobby. It's something I love, and it's a gift, and it's a talent, but it's only a talent until the money gets involved. And once the money gets involved, the NIL deals, and you start making money off of it, it now becomes a business.
Mhm.
Now we have to operate as such, and we have to educate our kids. We have to educate ourselves, our community, on operating as a business, understanding the proper entity structures, understanding the proper the tax benefits, understanding how to operate and doing joint ventures, and putting your friends in business and doing business partnerships. These are things that are mandatory that they must understand. So now I'm creating a scholarship and bridging that gap between entrepreneurship and college with the student athletes.
Got it. So why did this initiative start first with Tennessee State University?
So, I have 26 chapters around the United States. I have 26 chapters around the United States, and one of my chapters is connected to Tennessee State athletics. And so, we had a conversation, Eddie George, a lot of things, a lot of great things going on over there, and I just felt like that was a place to plant the first flag. We had several conversations, and we bridged we kind of built a good relationship, and that's where I wanted to start at, and I'm excited to get it going.
Awesome, awesome. So the scholarship, let's talk a little bit more about it. Are there actual scholarship awards given to student athletes, plus a combination of offering financial education also?
Yes. So what we'll be doing is we'll be offering them free access to my learning platform. They'll have free access to my learning platform, free access to come out to all of my learning events, my annual convention that I have yearly. Also, they'll be able to come out to different pop-ups and different learning and teachings that we do. So we do live in-person trainings, we do virtual trainings every single week. But outside of that, we're also going to be giving out scholarships and cash rewarding students who show up. And my scholarship is not based off of academics. My scholarship is based off of attendance. And so what I looked at is that I wanted to pull the kids, I wanted to pull the athletes' attendance, I wanted to pull the kids' attendance and see who shows up. Who shows up the most? Because I understand something in life is that the one who shows up, that's half the battle. You
Mhm.
already won half the battle by showing up, whether you're sick, whether you're not feeling well, you may be tired, things go on in life, but you still have to show up. And that's one of the key things I want to kind of focus in on with the student athletes is that no matter what go on in life, you have to show up.
Got it. So will attendance kind of be tracked across the course of the academic year and scholarship awards offered at the end of like next academic year, let's say?
We pulling from last year. We'll be pulling from this year, academics this year, and we'll be awarding a scholarship on site this weekend at TSU at the Recession Proof Reloaded event.
Fantastic. Let's get into it. Tell us about the Recession Proof Reloaded weekend. What's happening? Sounds like a lot of fun and financial education activities all combined into one.
Yeah, so I'm excited. It's our first one, and so what I do is that I've been able to blend education and entertainment, right? And so it's kind of like an edutainment thing that I always do with my conventions. At my conventions, I have $1 million worth of game interview Floyd Mayweather. I've had EYL Earn Your Leisure interview Rick Ross. I've had Drink Champs interview Mike Tyson alongside some of your top educators and businessmen and entrepreneur and businesswomen. So I've had Magic Johnsons, everybody, different people come out that teach business and go into different lanes, but we always have entertainment as well. So kicking it off this time, we actually doing a comedy show. So we're going to do a comedy show on Friday. Friday we have a comedy show. Saturday we'll do education. and the conference on Saturday for strictly about learning things, tactical steps that you can do and implement now to help better your life, whether it's your credit, whether it's, going and understanding how to get funding for yourself. And also we'll be going into solar. We'll be teaching solar. We'll be teaching how to go and understanding e-commerce, Amazon, how to make money online with Amazon. So we'll have a extensive learning day, and then on Sunday we'll do brunch and watch the Super Bowl. I feel like it was a great blend, a great weekend. We're doing it with athletics, a Super Bowl weekend, and we get to get out, have a good time, learn together. But the most important thing is that the entertainment side makes it fun and it makes it enjoyable to where it's not just I'm just here to learn and I'm over crammed, but it allows bonding to happen where we can laugh, we have a good time, and get to know other people who are on the same mission as us.
Got it. So laughing, bonding, learning, also, incorporating that financial education piece. Obviously, NIL, name, image, likeness is a big deal right now in college sports. And in fact, I believe a TSU athlete also, at least one, has a partnership with a continuous glucose monitoring system, Joshua Merriweather, who actually has type 1 diabetes. I think that's a pretty unique type of partnership. So does part of the recession proof reloaded and or the scholarship program discuss ways that student athletes can expand their brand to gain NIL deals, and or how to manage that income when that money's coming in?
Actually, it does both. So what I look at is that branding, marketing, and advertising, understanding that, right? Because like I said, once money comes into the equation, it's now a business. And with the NIL deals, the student athletes now have to understand the power of branding, the power of marketing, and it's marketing themselves, right? And so we have a curriculum on branding, marketing, social media marketing, how to present yourself, how to be dominant on social media platforms, how to create an omnipresence. If I'm an athlete, I understand that the more people who know me and more visible I am, the more opportunities I have. And so that's super important for the student athletes to understand now my life is a business. Now it's not just what I do on the field, off the field, and how I position my personal life, my athletic life, the things that I'm able to do, the way I can communicate, the way I can wear a product and make it look and engage with people, with my fans and the people who follow me. All of these things now matter, so they must understand that. And I think that that's something that it's new. So I can't say, oh, it should be taught in the school system. No, it needs to be taught hands-on from people who actually do it. And so that's something that is very important with the student athletes. That I'm one of the key things that I am leaning on with them is understanding branding, self-branding, how to brand and how to market to make yourself more valuable. When it comes to the business side, the same exact keys and principles applies, that now they must understand how to budget. They, when a check comes and you give a young kid 100 grand, 200 grand, he's 19 years old and he's never had a job before in his life, he doesn't even understand how to open up a bank account, right? Or understanding how to manage the funds and understanding about taxes, also understanding about investing. And when you make donations or you give people money, you give money away, right?
Mhm.
Because our athletes get put in a position where they become responsible for a lot of people and a lot of things, but nobody ever tells them, hey, you need to set up a holding company, set up and have a holding company, set up different LLCs. Hey, set up your nonprofit. And when you do charitable things and you do giveaways and you do give backs, make sure you classify it right. Let's make sure you're using the right debit card and when to use your credit card, and understanding these things. And that's super important because they get exposed to a life that brings responsibilities that nobody's taught them how to properly navigate yet.
Mhm.
So another reason why I'm partnering with them is because I want to give them access to that where it's, hey, it's digestible, it's understandable, and it's in a way it comes from somebody you can relate to, and I make it okay and make it cool to be who you are.
Got it. Got it. Making it relatable, making it cool to be who you are. Because, like you said, a lot of these young athletes are making money off of their name, their brand, their athletic abilities. Tell us with TSU specifically, is this program focused solely on football players, or is it open to any type of student athlete? And are there plans to expand to other HBCUs?
So right now we did it with the football team. We partnered with TSU Athletics with the football team. So I'm excited about that. But the goal is to expand to other HBCUs. I created a fraternity as well. We have a fraternity that we've launched. and we'll be putting on different campuses. But this weekend is mainly focused on the football team and
Mhm.
partner with the football team. But the goal is to go to different HBCUs and expand amongst different colleges. Yes.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. And lastly, let's talk a little bit about impact. I know you mentioned you're going to look at attendance to offer some of these scholarship awards. How many awards do you anticipate giving out, and what is like the dollar value of those scholarships, which we know will be critically important to help students, to make it to and through college.
So we'll be passing out this weekend. We're donating 10,000 to this scholarship would be a $10,000 donation to the athletics department and the student athletes. We'll be doing an additional 2,500 to individual students, and so it's just to just keep them incentivized, and then also keep them involved with the community, understanding the importance of financial literacy, and then just understanding that, hey, listen, this is building the bond between us to make it like, hey, we're here with you. Let's make your life a little bit easier. See what I can do to contribute to it.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear. Well, this sounds like an exciting, not just exciting weekend of empowering young people, but a continuous movement to make sure they have the tools, the knowledge, the resources to prepare themselves financially, both in college and beyond. So this is good stuff, Marcus. Appreciate that. Where can folks find out more about Recession Proof, the Reloaded program, and or the scholarship program itself?
So you can go to recessionproofextreme.com, recessionproof extreme with no e.com. That's our website. And then also follow me on all social medias where I'll keep you informed and posting things like that. HIM500 on all social media platforms where we kind of communicate and highlight all of the things we have going on, all of the activities we're doing, all the events, and all the partnerships we'll be doing with more HBCUs to come.
Awesome, awesome. We look forward to hearing about it here on Class It's in Session. Thank you so much to financial strategist Marcus HIM500 Barney, who's here to tell us about the new partnership with Tennessee State University, the Recession Proof Scholarship Program. All the best this weekend at the Reloaded event. And again, for those who are watching, be sure to share this episode. Stay posted for the latest and greatest news and happenings on blackenterprise.com, and be sure to follow us on all of our social media channels. That's it for this episode of Class Is in Session, and class is dismissed.